What is going on, everybody? Pete Simonetti here for NyynewsTV. David Ortiz has entered the Hall of Fame. First ballot Hall of Famer, David Ortiz. You guys know everything about Big Papi. I don't even got to discuss it and talk about it. I don't even got to tell you that David Ortiz is not a Hall of Famer because I believe David Ortiz is a Hall of Famer. My problem is with the gatekeepers. My problem is with the nerds who are destroying baseball. Not all the writers, by the way. It's not all of them because I saw many good ballots that I agreed with. Some guys having some guys off the ballot that, hey, I even agree with because the majority of it is what I personally believed. It is so upsetting that there's a group of a gate-holding community that is allowing and stopping guys at the gate saying, you don't belong. Guys that never picked up a ball and a bat in their life are telling major league ball players for years and years and the best of their generation, some, maybe the greatest of all time, that they are not allowed in the Baseball Hall of Fame, or we will not vote you. Well, who the hell are you? That's my major question. If I was a good cook, I'm not a master chef. I shouldn't go take Gordon Ramsay's job. If I'm a mechanic, should I go become Elon Musk? I mean, I'm very confused how this is even the way this works. I'm utterly confused by it. David Ortiz, yes, I think Big Papi's a Hall of Famer. I like David Ortiz. I've said it. He's a Hall of Famer. Never went against that word at all. David Ortiz does not belong in the Hall of Fame before fellow Dominican Sammy Sosa, who has been the greatest screw job in the world. You guys have heard me talk multiple times about Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. How these two single-handedly, with baseball's knowledge, by the way, brought Major League Baseball back from the dead. They scooped up Major League Baseball, said, get on my back, guys. We're going to carry you back to the promised land. The owner said, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And then when they turned their back, boom, screw you is what they told them. Bud Selig's in the Hall of Fame. He oversee the whole thing. But Bud Selig had friends, the media. Big Papi, who, I'm sorry to throw this stuff out there, but I got to do it, got popped in 03. That wasn't different. Got popped in 03. Also, a lot of legitimate allegations about gambling. Nobody wants to talk about it. I hear people all stuff, what a great man he is. And I'm not persecuting him here. I am not doing that. What I'm doing is just proving a point. Man also had an affair with a Dominican drug lord's wife that ended getting him shot. But he's the greatest character in the world. And he's not supposed to be. He's not supposed to be. But it's not the Hall of Nice Guys. It's not the hall of, I take a 98-year-old woman and I walk her gently across the street. That's not what this is. Barry Bonds, some say he was an asshole to the media. He's one of the greatest hitters of all time. Roger Clemens, people say he was an asshole to the media. He's one of the greatest pitchers of all time. Gary Sheffield, one of the most feared hitters of all time. I already talked about McGwire and Sosa. And where the Dominicans at? Why you not? I gotta call this out for a second. I gotta call this out. I was just telling my fiance this. 100% Dominican. Where's the love for Sammy? Where's the fight for Sosa at? Everybody celebrate with Dominican flags up and down. Big Papi, what's up? Where's the love for Sammy? Where's the love for Sammy Sosa? Who put both countries on his back? We're gonna forget that? We're going to forget what Francis Lee said after 9/11 when he ran around with the American flag. And every Dominican was like, oh, man, this is beautiful. And myself, everybody. It was a beautiful moment. But Sammy Sosa was the face of baseball with Mark McGwire. They resurrected Major League Baseball. What did they got for it? The Chicago Cubs tell Sammy Sosa, you have to apologize before you come here? No, screw you. You apologize to him. Are you kidding me? All of a sudden, this is the Hall of Perfect? Kurt Schilling has political views that you disagree with, so he can't be in the Hall of Fame? These are the who made these guys gatekeepers? That's what I want to know. This group of certain nerds who feel the need to say, oh no, Barry Bonds was mean to us. I can't let him in. These are the same people that tell you before you fire somebody or criticize them, you can't do it because they're a nice person. Screw that. Screw that. What do you mean you can't criticize somebody because they're a nice person? That's how you develop weakness. Guess what else you develop then? A lack of care for the Hall of Fame. And that is a terrible, terrible thing for Major League Baseball. That fans like me and all the other ones that I saw out there are getting to a point when we are getting tired of the Hall of Fame. Because it doesn't represent me as a baseball fan, I'll tell you that much. I can't take my grandchildren one day to Cooperstown and tell the story of Major League Baseball without talking about Barry Bonds, without talking about Alex Rodriguez, who I didn't even mention. David Ortiz gets in before A-Rod. Without talking about Bonds, Clemens, Gary Sheffield. One of the greatest homers I ever seen was off the bat of Gary Sheffield. It was a laser beam to left field at old Yankee Stadium. You cannot tell the story of Major League Baseball, even if you're a softie about it, without steroids. You can't tell Major League Baseball. You can't talk about it. If that's the case, you got to erase 98, which is arguably one of the greatest years in Major League Baseball history. Arguably one of the greatest years in Major League Baseball history. You would have to wipe it clean. You would have to say, sorry, it doesn't exist because we don't recognize this. But I haven't seen baseball, they brought in now David Ortiz, so what's the excuse? Mike Piazza was in there. There was a lot of allegations on Mike, and Mike's a great guy. I love Mike Piazza. He's a great guy. That's probably why he's in. Kurt Schilling had a different political opinion. Think about that for a second. You could be upset with whatever Kurt Schilling may say, whatever he said in his career. He's one of the most clutch pitchers of all time, played on some horrible teams, and was always the man. He was always the man. Yankee fans know just as good as anybody else who Kurt Schilling was. And as a Yankee fan, I'm sitting here telling you, David Ortiz is a Hall of Famer. I'm sitting here telling you, Kurt Schilling, as much as I hated them when he was there, and Ortiz, as much as I hated both of them, they're Hall of Famers. You know why? I'm a baseball fan first. And my favorite team is the New York Yankees, yes. But I like to have some sort of integrity. These guys deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Sammy Sosa, to me, is still one of the greatest screw jobs ever. And I'm speaking for right now because I don't know what Dominicans did for Sammy before, if there was ever some sort of thing out there to pump up Sammy back in this game. Sammy Sosa should not be in hiding from Major League Baseball. Mark McGwire should not be shunned. And he got a coaching job at least. Sammy Sosa was kind of like just disappear somewhere. Stay in Dubai. Stay there. We don't want you here. It's sickening. Barry Bonds, whatever you want to think about Barry Bonds, he's one of the greatest, if not top 5 greatest hitters of all time. I don't think that's truly debatable. I don't think that's debatable. Roger Clemens, who wouldn't take the Rocket? Who would not want Rocket on their club? But guess what? Everybody? We got a group of little nerds who don't think it's fair. We got a group of little nerds who say, we make the decision. It's weird. We're facing that a lot in our lives nowadays, aren't we? We're facing the kids that are like the nerds in school, and you're like, man, if they ever get power, we're probably screwed. You know what I mean? It's like, man, if these guys ever get power, they're going to really use it. And you're seeing that with these execs on big tech, right? I'm just trying to, I'm connecting some dots of what we're seeing. Oh, this person got an opinion I don't like. Oh, block them. Get rid of them. Yeah, if they sue later, just say it was an error. You know what I mean? We're seeing this daily. We're seeing this every single day. I don't want to keep bringing up wokeness in it, but it seems like we're getting a little woke in the Hall of Fame. Kurt Schilling said a bad thing. He doesn't get in. We can't put Kurt Schilling in here. We can't put Barry Bonds in it because he was mean to us. How dare we? Hey, but David Ortiz got popped in 2003. There's a lot of gambling accusations that are actually very legitimate. And, he kind of messed up with his wife, too. That was kind of wrong, wasn't it? I ended up getting him shot. No. David was very, very kind. What are we doing? Gotta be destroyed, man. It gotta be ended. There's gotta be a way that the players get a grip on this. And they do not allow the Baseball Hall of Fame to be controlled and the gatekeepers of the Baseball Hall of Fame to be some guys that write articles. And nothing against the profession. It's an amazing profession. I got all the respect in the world for writers. But to sit there and make these cats the gatekeepers of a game that these guys been working their asses off for the majority of their life, to then be told by dudes who got 10% muscle mass, low T, I'm just kidding, but has never hit a baseball. Balls! They got balls is what they got to tell these cats they can't be in. Something has got to change. Whatever it is, I don't know. I tell you guys all the time, you might think I'm creative and I do all this different shit. When it comes to trade scenarios, I don't like doing it. When it comes to finding out a solution of something I'm not truly involved in, I don't necessarily like doing it. We can talk about all the different things that we can do. I think it's rather simple. Players need to vote on who goes in their Hall of Fame. It is their thing. Gary Sheffield Jr. said it great, and I agree with him 150%. He said it on Chef Talk. It was either the last one or the one before. He said it. He said it flat out. My father should be forever remembered by the Hall of Fame. And that is spot on. That is 100% correct. I'm pretty sure. And he also never failed a drug test. But it doesn't matter, I guess. He's never failed one. I'm pretty sure Sammy and Mac never really even failed one. They were just named. So I don't think Bonds did either. Even though, and here's the thing, guys. Nobody's sitting here saying that steroids didn't improve slightly, some guys more than others, their game. But do you think these guys were the only guys that took steroids? And these guys that maybe took steroids, folks, they got better because they were already amazing. They were already amazing. You think Alex Rodriguez ever had to take steroids to be good? You think Barry Bonds had to take steroids to be a Hall of Famer? But the fact of the matter is, when you got guys in the Hall of Fame already that are 150% racist, Ty Cobb, different time, years ago, I get it. The world was a little different. I understand that. And as we age, years ago look more and more barbaric to us because we are advancing. But if you want to become the Hall of Fame of the moral player, you got to kick a lot of guys out. And they're not going to do that. You can't then also say, hey, David, we are going to let you in because, again, you've been nice to us. No, that is ridiculous. That is a poor man's way of thinking. And honestly, it just is weakness. It lessens the idea of I'm in the Hall of Fame. It makes a fan feel like I don't want to go there. Because I tell you right now, I don't want to attend the Hall of Fame in its current state. Why? Why would I want to go attend the Hall of Fame in the current state when the guys that I know for a fact are Hall of Famers, anybody with logic, however you want to fight this, you know in your mind these guys are Hall of Famers. Why would I want to attend? Rob Manfred. Why would I want to attend? writers. Why would I want to attend? I'll use Baseball Reference and look up their stats because that's going to tell me who they are as a ball player. I don't care about the other shit. I don't care about the other shit. Pete Rose isn't in the Hall of Fame. It's got to change. You could have Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame and also mention what he did. Pete Rose will end up getting in someday when he's dead. And that sucks. And that's sad. And that's pathetic. But I think someday a commissioner is going to have balls and let this guy in. You have the most home runs of all time in Barry Bonds, not in the Hall of Fame. You got the most hits of all time, not in the Hall of Fame. You got, again, Roger Clemens, not in the Hall of Fame. Gary Sheffield, not in the Hall of Fame. The resurrectionist of Major League Baseball. The two men that said, owners, everybody, hop on our shoulders. We're going to carry you to the promised land and fill up your checkbook and your bank accounts like you never could imagine. Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. Sammy Screwjob is what I'm going to start calling that. I think Ozzie Jr. said that. The Sammy Screwjob. I should make a shirt on that one. Sammy Screwjob. I don't want to hear none of the shit about Sosa. Baseball really screwed Sammy. And where's his support at? Where's his backing by his country? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. No matter what you want to say about Sammy. You know, me and Francis joked about it. Sammy, you know, changing his skin color and doing all this crazy. Whatever. But it's the Hall of Fame of what they did on the field. It's not the Hall of Fame of who's kind and who's nice and who does what we like. I say this a lot to people. Sometimes people think I'm crazy maybe, but I tell them the truth. Some people could do bad things, but you can't take away their talent. You can't sit back and go, I'm not going to recognize this guy because of this. You could have both. Recent thing that happened in culture, R. Kelly. Nobody says what R. Kelly did was okay. Nobody. But are you going to tell me that R. Kelly's not one of the best R&B singers of all time? Most people believe he is. He got the hit records for it. He has a very long-running record history of saying he's great. Again, Ty Cobb, blatant racist. Blatantly rigged. Blatantly racist. People going to say he's not one of the best hitters, hardest playing, hustling players of all time? He is. Piazza, Bagwell, Pudge Rodriguez. Come on, guys. You want to see some before and after pictures? Let's go. How you go from the Incredible Hulk to a damn string bean in an off season, I think we have an idea. But there's many guys that got popped for steroids that aren't in the conversation for Hall of Fame. So let's also remember that. These cats act like you take steroids, you get the mushroom from Super Mario Brothers, and you just boom, 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 boom. And you all of a sudden are like some superhuman. It's not the case. That's not the case. If I took steroids, what am I going to make better videos? I mean, if I take steroids now, I'm not going to go out there and hit 220 in the major leagues. It's just, it's beyond insanity. Again, congratulations to David Ortiz. You're going to take a bit of a beating from a lot of people, and deservedly so, but it's not your fault. I hope Poppy recognizes the other guys a little bit. I don't think he will. But it would be nice to see Poppy maybe recognize Sammy Sosa. Recognize that these other guys deserve to be in here. I know he has no reason to put his neck on the line or no reason to say that it's his time. And I get that. But I think if you talk to Poppy too, he knows those guys are Hall of Famers. Pretty sure about it. I'm overly sure about it. So guys, do me a favor. Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments below. If you are not subscribed to NyynewsTV, what are you doing? Press that subscribe button right now. Put on notifications so you never miss a video. Guys, we got podcasts Monday. Sunday I'll start with Designated Spitters. Monday, NYYST. Tuesday, Guillen's World. Wednesday, Twin Bill. Thursday, Hola Como Estas. Friday, Chef Talk. Baseball season hasn't even begun yet. We got live pregame shows, live postgame shows, live chats throughout the week with everybody involved. Regular videos like these ones. Almost every other day when baseball's back, you guys know how we work. Right now, we're focusing on the pods because we don't have a lot to talk about. Today, we do. So, guys, once baseball's back, you're not going to want to miss anything from Team NYY News. Again, let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this video? What do you think about what I said? What do you think about David Ortiz getting in ahead of all these other guys who are very, very deserving of being in the Hall of Fame? You guys let me know what you think. Again, Pete Simonetti for NyynewsTV. You guys are the best, and I will talk to you next time.
Before it hits the front page, NY